sunshines, and welcome back to my channel. So you guys have been wanting to see more cooking with Kristy videos, so I thought tonight's dinner was going to be actually a perfect one to film. It's a crock pot dinner and it's called Smoky Lentil and Potato Soup. I actually add some kielbasa to mine because any recipe that I find, I have to think 14-year-old boy and what's going to fill him up. My son has grown 1.5 inches since Christmas and he's having terrible leg cramps, so I know he's about to shoot up again. So I got to keep him filled up. What I love about this recipe is I really like lentils. Lentils are inexpensive, they're filling, and they're pretty healthy. So if you don't know what a lentil is, it's just basically a bean. This is kind of a ham and bean soup, like a different take on it, and we really like it. I started looking around Pinterest in the fall for some like fall soup ideas and found this one. It's actually a recipe that's made for the Instapot, but I just kind of threw everything in the crock pot and it worked out beautifully. So it's not my recipe. Again, I found it on Pinterest, so I'm going to link it all below. Just so you know, I'm not a big recipe follower. I kind of just eyeball stuff, but I'm going to read off the recipe in the correct amounts, and then like I said, I will link the recipe down below for you. But basically it's just a few ingredients. The only thing I had to buy was the smoked paprika. I thought I had some and I didn't. This is about the 6th or 7th time we've made this soup and my family really likes it. This is actually going to be tonight's dinner and tomorrow's dinner, and it'll probably feed my husband and myself an extra lunch, which is great. So here we go. I'm going to put the camera down in front of the crock pot so you can kind of see what I'm doing. All right, so I did get a new tripod that holds my camera up over things. So if you're a YouTuber that does cooking videos or planner videos and would like a really simple tripod that holds your camera above an item, let me know. I will link it down below for you, but I'm really liking this one. All right, so the first thing I did was go ahead and saute a 1/2 cup of carrots, a 1/2 cup of celery. It says a 1/2 cup of onion, but I use a whole entire onion, and then 3 tablespoons or 3 cloves of garlic. So I've already sauteed that, and I'm gonna drop it down in here. It smells so good. Now I'm not a big measurer, so I just kind of eyeball it. All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add my chicken stock. It takes 8 cups, which is 2 containers of chicken stock, if this is the way you buy it. You could definitely make this recipe vegetarian if you used veggie stock and didn't put the sausage in. I think it would be really, really good that way also, if you're wanting to just kind of mix it up a little bit. But I'm gonna add that one, and then this one. This recipe also calls for brown lentils and red lentils. To be honest, my husband does all the grocery shopping, and if I asked him to buy 2 different colors lentils, it would probably send him over the edge. So I'm happy with just doing the plain brown lentils. I just do 1 entire bag, and we just use our store brand. You don't have to be anything like an expensive brand or anything. I'm gonna dump that in there. This is all just a classic dump and cook recipe, which I love. Okay, so those are in there. And then this also calls for a pound of Yukon Gold potatoes. I just cut about what I thought looked right, and then I'll kind of eyeball it as the soup cooks and see if I think this is enough. One of the reasons I like this recipe so much is you can keep the lentils sort of in your pantry, and I seem like I always have extra potatoes around, so, and I always have chicken stock. And once you've bought the smoked paprika, you pretty much have all the ingredients. All right, the next thing I'm gonna do is add just a little bit of salt. This is a teaspoon of salt. Like I said, I'm not a big measurer. And then you're supposed to use a teaspoon and a half of smoked paprika. I'm gonna be honest, I feel like I like a little bit more, so I kind of do what it says, and then I let a little extra kind of go into the pot. It doesn't bother me. I think it tastes really good. And then you do 2 tablespoons of ground cumin. Again, I kind of put it into the pot. Let me just do this. and do a little bit extra there, kind of heaping tablespoons. And that's really all you have to do. I'm gonna turn on my crock pot on low for about 4 or 5 hours. And then about the last 45 minutes, I'm gonna chop up this kielbasa and drop it inside. But I'm gonna show you what this looks like when it's cooked for a few hours, and then you'll kind of have an idea. I did see as I was watching the video back that I have a few little onions that kind of burnt when I sauteed the onion. So I'm gonna pull those out really quickly so they don't make the soup bitter. I was kind of multitasking, so I had a few that overcooked just a little bit. But I'm gonna pull those out now and then put the lid back on and then let this cook for about 4 or 5 hours. Okay, so I have had the soup on low for 4 hours, and then I went ahead and put it on high for an hour and a half, and then I cut up 2 lengths of a kielbasa that I'm gonna dump into the pot and let this warm up for a few minutes, and then we'll eat. All right, so this is what the soup looks like when it's done. It's nice and thick. You can add a little bit more broth if you like, but this is the way we like it. It's nice and thick and ready to go. All right, so just to recap, I did cook the soup for 4 hours on low, and then I turned it on high and cooked it about another hour and a half, and then put the kielbasa in and cooked it for about another 20 minutes. So if you needed to be gone all day, like 6 or 8 hours, I think it would be fine just to do on low. Or if you wanted to just do like 3 hours on high, I think it would be great too. This soup is so flavorful. I just love it. In the second day, it's even better. So like I said, tonight we're gonna have it and tomorrow. But it also heats up really well like for lunch. I will say Emma likes to put a little scoop of sour cream on hers, which is a yummy way to eat it. But you know, make some bread or make some salad or whatever you want to do. It's a great, easy recipe. I know I'm always looking for really easy crock pot recipes that either don't have cream of mushroom in it. I don't have anything against cream of mushroom, but it's like, feels like a ton of recipes have it. Or it's not a put some chicken breasts in the crock pot and throw some salsa over it. You know, this is a little bit different. So if you try it, let me know what you think. I definitely will pin it below. Again, it's not my recipe. It's just one I found on Pinterest. My name is Kristy. If you stopped by for the first time, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And I'll see you, I guess, tomorrow for another video. Bye-bye.